The story of Shri Parshurama incarnation, according to Valmiki Ramayana. Among the 4 sons of King Kusha, who was the direct son of Lord Brahma, Kushanab was the second son. King Kushanab performed a putreshti yagya, a sacrifice for obtaining a son, as a result of which a highly righteous son named Gathi was born. King Gathi had a daughter named Satyavati, who was married to the great sage Richika. Once, Satyavati and Satyavati's mother went to Richika with the desire for a son and prayed to him. Richika gave 2 charus, sacrificial offerings or pudding, to Satyavati and told her, "This is for you and this is for your mother. Use them appropriately." Having said this, he went for a bath. At the time of consumption, the mother said, "Daughter, everyone wants the most virtuous son for themselves. No one has a special interest in the virtues of their wife's brother. Therefore, you give your charu to me and take mine, because my son will have to rule the entire earth. And what do Brahmin boys have to do with strength, valor, and wealth anyway?" Upon being told this, Satyavati gave her charu to the mother. When the sage came to know of this, he told his wife that you have done something very improper. Because of this, now your son will be a fierce warrior, and your brother will be a knower of Brahman, scholar. Upon Satyavati's much praying that may my son not be like that, he said, "Fine, the son will not be like that, but the grandson will be of that nature." This is the reason that due to the influence of the charu eaten by King Gathi's wife, Vishwamitra was born, who despite being a Kshatriya, a warrior class, became an ascetic and a Brahmarishi. And Shri Richika's son, Shri Jamadagni, became an extremely peaceful and self-controlled Brahmarishi. But Jamadagni's son, Parshurama, became a very fierce warrior. Once, sage Jamadagni sent his wife Renuka to bring water from the river. There, Gandharvas and Gandharvinis, celestial beings, were sporting. When she went to get water, she began watching them sport. Due to this, she was late in returning. The sage learned the reason for the delay, and understanding that for a woman to watch the intimacy of other men is a great sin, called his sons one by one and ordered them to kill their mother. But out of maternal love, 7 sons did not accept to do this task. Then he ordered the 8th son, Parshurama, to slay the mother along with all these brothers. He immediately cut off everyone's heads. At this, the father, being pleased, asked him to ask for a boon. Then he said, "May all my brothers and mother come back to life, and may they not even know that I had killed them. May the touch of sin not affect us. May no one be able to equal me in battle, and may I live for a long time." The great ascetic Jamadagni granted all the boons to Parshurama. Sahastrarjuna, the king of Mahishmati city, after receiving boons from Lord Dattatreya, such as no one being able to face him in battle, obtaining 1,000 arms during war, having unhindered movement everywhere, etc., became intoxicated with power. By the power of his chariot and boons, he used to crush gods, yakshas, and sages alike. All living beings were being tormented by him. Once, with the help of only a bow and arrow, out of pride in his strength, he covered the ocean with arrows. Then the ocean appeared, bowed his head before him, and with folded hands said, "O best of warriors, speak, which command of yours shall I follow?" He said, "If there exists a warrior archer equal to me anywhere who can compete with me in battle, then tell me his whereabouts. Then I will leave you and go." Then the ocean said, "Sage Jamadagni's son Parshurama can treat you well in battle. You go there." Hearing this, the king decided to go there. King Sahastrarjuna reached Shri Jamadagni Rishi's ashram with his Akshahini army. The sage provided them with appropriate hospitality, at which he was amazed. Where did such luxury come to a forest dweller? Upon learning that this was all the glory of Kamadhenu, the divine cow, he asked the sage for the cow. When he did not give it, he forcibly snatched it and even took the sage's life. At that time, Parshurama was not at home. Upon arriving home, he found his mother wailing. Learning the cause, he took a vow to rid the earth of Kshatriyas. It is said that in her lamentation, the mother had beaten her chest 21 times. Therefore, he rid the earth of Kshatriyas 21 times. After destroying the Kshatriyas for the 21st time, Parshurama performed the Ashwamedh Yagya and donated the entire earth to Kashyapa. So that the earth would not be completely devoid of Kshatriyas, with this intention, Kashyapa said to him, "Now this earth has become ours. Now you go towards the southern ocean." Since Parshurama's ancestors had also requested him to desist from this work of destruction, calling it improper, and Kashyapa also asked him to leave the earth, Parshurama went towards the southern ocean. The ocean gave him a place on Mount Mahendrachala, located within it. Shri Parshurama exists until the end of the Kalpa. Some fortunate, virtuous souls even get to see him.